Hey guys, it's Kelly. This is page 6 of my mixed media mini art journal series. That's hard to say. And it's called Smile. I wanted it to look like an explosive smile. And watercolor is new to me, and that is the inspiration for this. I was playing around, and that is a Crescent cold press watercolor board. It's really thick, and that is amazing. But what I'm using here is just 90-pound watercolor paper, which I bought in error because 140 pounds is what I needed to get. But I grabbed it from Walmart as I was in a hurry, and it works fine, but you need to tape it down. And what I did was I just taped it down with some blue painter's tape and onto just cardboard, a thick cardboard thing, just to keep it still, because in my playing with watercolor, this 90-pound paper curls up when it gets wet, and that makes the paint move in areas that you might not want it to. So taping it down is definitely something that I found that I had to do. So I just used some really dark blue embossing powder and embossed my smile stamp on there. And then again, I wanted it to look like an explosive smile in like the other forms. So I just kind of wanted it to start with a nice bright color in the middle and splash out like it's just exploding. So that is my plan. So I'm just embossing that. And I'm using a Winsor Newton watercolor set that I bought finally. And I like this set. It's tube paints, and the only thing that I have to get over is it's kind of messy, and you have to leave it out and let it dry. So, but you know, it's worth it. It's fine. Once it dries, you put it away, but until it dries, you have to leave it out. So, I am using, that's just a flat brush and some clean water. And I'm just laying down the water, kind of giving it like little roads to follow when I lay down the paint to kind of splash out. So I want it to be good and saturated, because then I blow on it really hard and then it'll just kind of splash all out. Part of me likes the messiness of it and the other part doesn't. It's like when I'm done with a project, you know how you clean up and you're like, ah, I'm done. Yeah, this, you leave this out. So, and I'm fine with it. It's not like I don't leave stuff out of my desk every once in a while, but that was something that I was like, I gotta leave this out. I'm not done. So I'm using, I actually bought my round brushes from Walmart, of all places. I'm reaching, there it is. It's a number 12 round brush. The sable brushes are incredible, but they're very expensive. And maybe later, if I fall in love with the watercolors and just can't live without it, maybe I would make an investment in something like that, but I'm going with what I got. I got a little set of different round brushes, and as I play more with it, I'll figure it out. So what I did there was just mix the hue of red that I wanted to use. I mixed that together. I'm going to go grab my watercolor set so I can tell you the colors that I'm using. So the yellow, I used the straight color yellow as cadmium yellow. And then I used cadmium red and alizarin. Yeah, I can never say that right. Alizarin Chrisman. Mix those together to get the kind of red that I wanted. And then I used ultramarine blue, Perusian blue, Viridian hue, that's the green. And I think that's it. Those are the only colors I used for this one. So, but it's a 12-piece set, and you can pretty much make any color you want with it. And I mixed up that green the way I wanted it to. And as I was going, you see, there's orange down at the bottom. I'll take care of that. I don't know if that's bothering you guys, but it's bothering me. I went a little crazy with the orange. So, but what's cool is that if you lay down color where you don't want it, you just sop it right back up with your paper towel. If it's a real small amount, you know, you can sop it back up with your brush. again, I found this to be pretty therapeutic. Once I got over the intimidation of it, I'm like, for real, it's water and paint. Why does that intimidate you? Just splash it down. So, and watching some videos and seeing some of the things that other people were creating, I was like, oh gosh, I love the freedom of just splashing it around, and the imperfections of it are fantastic. So I decided I was going to tackle it, not be intimidated by watercolors. And I think it was just getting the colors right, you know, because you got to mix them and playing with paint, not wanting to be wasteful. You know, who knows why certain things intimidate you, where your confidence is not where it should be, but I don't know. If there's something that you want to try, you just got to go for it. So, and how it's following the initial platform that I laid down with the clean water, it's okay. And I knew I was going to blow on it and splatter it more, but it needed to be a little bit more concentrated in the middle, in the middle of that stamp. And I fill that in later, but it's good and wet, lots of color, and blow on it, and it splatters out more. And that worked, but you know, I knew I didn't like all the lines. So once it dried, it wasn't as vibrant as I wanted it to be. And again, you know, that watercolor board that I used, that crescent board that I used, that's like a professional's type of board that was given to me by a representative with Crescent, and I love it. It held the paint very well, just way better than this paper. So the 140-pound cold press paper is the best for watercolor and for lots of other things, but definitely for watercolor, the way it's going to hold the paint, because this one it didn't work as well. So, but I'm probably gonna, I bought 2 packs of the 90-pound paper. I'm gonna take 1 pack back and keep 1, because it still works. You just tape it down. If you don't tape it down, that water, you know, it curls up a little bit, and then your paint moves in areas where you don't want it to. So, but the 140-pound paper, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. Definitely worth it. So right there, I'm adding quite a bit more yellow, because the yellow was, you know, getting lost between the green and the orange and the red. I wanted that nice pop of light color right in the middle. I blow on it. Looks like I spit on it. I did not spit on it. So just mixing blues. I really like that rich blue. So when after dried, I'm just kind of going over the color just to make it more vibrant, and then I missed the part of it where I just kind of filled it in the middle and blew it out a little bit more, because it was still a little bit too stripy. It looked like it didn't look explosive like I wanted it to look. So when I'm mixing colors for the splatters, I think, maybe not. What the heck was I doing? Oh, I dried it a little bit, and then I wanted to do the splatters, but yeah, doing the splatters, you need to wait until it's dry, because it just bleeds into it, and then you lose your splatter mark and you just get blurs. So, and I knew that, so I don't know what I was thinking. It's the impatient crafter in me. So I was splattering all different colors, and yeah, it didn't help. But then, you know, I was in the zone. My memory card was full. I didn't even catch that it had shut off. So we didn't catch the part where I filled in the color like I was telling you. You can kind of see the difference in there. And once I filled in the color, I let it dry completely, and then I did the rich, deep, dark blue splatters. So, and now it's completely dry, and I take my painter's tape off, and there's a little tiny part down there in the blue where the paint got underneath the tape, and it's no big deal. I fixed that. And I'm happy with it. It's not my absolute favorite, but I'm pleased with it, and I had fun doing it. So, and there's my journal, and I'm like, do I want black background? What do I want to do? So I laid some gesso down with a card. And this was a full-blown watercolor commitment type of thing that I was doing, so I decided I was going to put gesso down. I hadn't played with watercolor over gesso yet, so, and it's pretty obvious what will happen if you think about it. I mean, it's going to be pastel-y looking. It's going to make the colors, you know, a lot lighter. But I'm okay with that. It still turned out really cool, I thought. And instead of doing the black background that I always do, you know, or you know, outlining the black, the edges of it in black, I left it with the white frame that it had around it from the painter's tape, because I really thought that was cool, nice and clean looking, in a very splattered, messy page. So I mixed in, and I think I left this with just the blue, the richest blue I could get, and a lot of pigment and a little less water, and just added it on there. And I was kind of playing with it because with less water over the gesso, I was like, how will that color move around? And it doesn't move around as much, but it also doesn't hold those brush strokes, like, to get you the visual texture that like acrylic paint will get you. And obviously I know they're different, but I was just kind of experimenting, and the paint just moves. It's so easy. It just slaps down so nice and easy. And if you don't like the color, you just add a little bit more pigment and you just create something beautiful. And then the water, the trick is let that water do the work for you, because it does some magic. It moves it around and just creates different little valleys and swirls in the paint in the background. It's really cool. So, and again, I just happen to do the outside, and I'm playing with it. Like, what will it look like if I did that? What will it look like if I did that? Those pages are so flimsy in the book. But I'm in it. 28 pages total. So I have a clean small brush, and I'm just grabbing the gesso straight from the bottle and fixing that little tiny area where the paint got underneath the painter's tape. No big deal. Erase, erase. So, and then, you know, I lost the tail end of it, but it's no big deal because it's just me gluing it down. So, didn't miss anything. So there it is, completed. Hope you like it. Loved playing with watercolors. You should give it a try if you haven't. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And thanks for all your comments. I read them all. Thank you so much. More to come.